make some notes for this one. Let's talk about some strategy. Try not to touch the table because the screen wobbles. It's all gone wrong. So here it is. It's the long awaited, much anticipated, it's a Moneybox update. So I haven't done a video on this in a little while, and a few people, to be honest, these are the most popular videos that I do make, oddly. To me they seem to be the most tedious because it's just talking about money and savings, but people want it, and I've had a few requests for a Moneybox update just to see how my account is going. Let's jump into Moneybox, take a look at what we've got. Okay, I'm going to go straight into the investment tabs because that's where it will show me my accounts that I've got open. On the top you've got the lifetime ISA, on the bottom I've got a regular stocks and shares ISA. On the bottom you can see that my current value of the stocks and shares ISA is 0. This is because I was paying fees on both of these accounts and figured that it was a bit silly to pay fees on an account that, I don't know, I wasn't really making the most out of. I was only putting a small amount of money in each week. So I decided to change my focus and primarily fund my lifetime ISA. Just as a quick recap, the lifetime ISA, the government will give you 20% of anything you save into it up to £4,000 a year, which means if you save £4,000 a year, the government will give you another £1,000, meaning £5,000 a year. Anything you save over £4,000 a year, the government caps their contribution at that £1,000. So if you save £6,000, you still only get £1,000 from the government. I hope that makes sense. So looking at my lifetime ISA, the current value of it is £3,428.43. My current earnings on that is £823.13, and that's 31.59% increase. That seems like a large percentage increase. The reason for that is 25% of that is the government's contribution. 6.59% is the increase on the investments that I'm making, which is pretty good. I've seen that go as low as maybe like 24, 23%, which would mean that even though the government have contributed 25%, the investments are underperforming, bringing the percentage down. At the moment, the stock market seems to be doing pretty well, so I'm up to 31.59%. If I click into the lifetime ISA, and at the top right there's a breakdown button, that will give you all of the information of what you've contributed, what the investments are doing, etc, etc. So my contributions are £2,605.30. Current earnings are £823.30, which is £626.34 from the government, and my investments are up by £222, which is fantastic. And the current amount of fees that I've paid on that account are £25.21. So, you know, I'm nearly £200 up, which is way more than it would be if I hadn't been putting money into this account. And I understand that with investing, it can go up and down, you can lose money, you can gain money. It just so happens that at the moment the stock market is doing quite well. Now, the reason I'm funding my lifetime ISA only is because, like I said, I wanted to minimize the fees that I was paying on both accounts, so now I'm only paying the fees on my lifetime ISA. The purpose of the lifetime ISA is to either buy your first house if you're a first-time home buyer, or if you don't use it to purchase a house, you can wait until, I think it was your 60th birthday, and then you can access the funds that you've saved. So, essentially it acts like a retirement savings account. It's nice to know that if I do need money to buy my first house, I've got it in a lifetime ISA and the government are giving me extra money on top. But it's also nice to know that if I don't end up spending money on a first time home, and I keep funding this at the rate I'm going, I'll have a fair few tens of thousands of pounds come retirement, you know, to make my life a little bit more comfortable. So that's my current standing. There's not too much information there. I'm essentially just ploughing £25 a week into this lifetime ISA, and it's just racking up consistently. Again, I would recommend it. It's a very easy way of saving. Moneybox takes the money out every week via direct debit. You can set the amount you want to contribute either automatically or you can do it manually. Should we look at that now? Actually, it's best to show examples in a visual video. If you tap settings, third option down from the top, you can see weekly deposits. Mine is currently set to £25 into my lifetime ISA and nothing into my stocks and shares ISA. So that means every week it will take £25 out of the designated account. If you go to this week on the bottom left, you can see there in the blue circle, save this week, £25. That's the automatic contribution from the settings tab. If you want to edit that, you can tap it, delete, and say I wanted to save £50 this week if I'm feeling like I've got more money to spend or save. Tap 50, tick, and then it will take £50 out on the Wednesday which will then come out of your account the following week. The blue arrow at the top right, you can switch between. So say I wanted to add a one-time save into my stocks and shares ISA, again, tap the blue button, type in the amount that you want, save it, and it'll take that. A little word now on the state of my current finances. The state of my current financial situation. I've been doing really poorly with saving that hasn't been automated through Moneybox. So currently I've got an ISA, just a regular savings account with Lloyds Bank, which I'm using as an emergency fund, and I'm trying to get a goal of £7,500 in that, just to sit there in case anything happens or goes wrong. I've got cash that I can easily get. At the moment I've got 1,500 in there, and I'm struggling to build that up because I find that the money's too easily accessible. So I'm putting money in there, £50 a week, but then something comes up that maybe isn't an emergency. For example, Sean and I booked a holiday fairly recently, so I had to dip into my emergency fund for that by about £500, £600, which obviously depletes your savings and all your hard-earned, all that effort you've put in. So because I'm a fairly avid listener to Dave Ramsey, even though I don't follow what he says to the letter, he says that finances or financial progress is 20% head knowledge and 80% behavior, which means that sure, we can know what to do, but are we actually doing it and putting it into practice? I am not putting it into practice. My behavior at the moment is less than exemplary. So what I'm going to do is, again, I am diverting from his path ever so slightly, because he recommends you don't put your emergency fund money into an investment. But as I said, I'm finding this way that I'm doing it, saving into a regular ISA, it's too easy to access the money because I can just go into the account and take funds out. So what I'm going to do here is go into my settings, and I'm going to restart my stocks and shares ISA. I understand, like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to be paying fees on both accounts now, but for me at the moment it's worth it to be able to not access that money very easily. If you try and withdraw through Moneybox, it takes about 2 weeks to get the money, so I think that's a good deterrent of dipping into your emergency fund for things that aren't emergencies. Instead of placing £50 into my regular savings account with Lloyds, I'm going to change this to £50 a week going into my stocks and shares ISA with Moneybox. 10-year projected value is £35,096. I'm going to save selection. Now, my goal here is to get up to £7,500. So I've already got the £1,500 in my regular ISA with Lloyds. As soon as I hit £6,000, I'm planning on dumping my Moneybox stocks and shares ISA into my Lloyds saving ISA, and that will be my emergency fund. This might not be a very good idea percentage-wise and fees-wise and, small money-wise. But the fact that it's harder to get your money out of Moneybox is a good enough reason for me to start contributing to that, to build up my emergency fund. This is a bit of an experiment, so I'll obviously let you know how this goes. If it works out well, I might give it a thumbs up as a good financial strategy for people who, like me, find it difficult to keep their hands off their easily accessible money. It might turn into a disaster. It's all gone wrong. That was a short and hopefully sweet one. Hopefully I've either answered some questions people might have about investing with Moneybox, or just given a little bit of information of how it works over time. I am happy with the savings. It is really nice to open the app and see that I've built up a few £1,000s without really thinking about it. That's the benefit of Moneybox that I've always said in these videos, that it makes saving easy and automatic. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you have a good week ahead. Please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this video with anybody you think might find this information useful. I am trying to grow this channel, as I keep saying, and it's really nice to see the subscriber count ticking up. I do want to hit that magic 1,000 subscriber number. So if you can help me get there, it's much appreciated. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Tip of the cap, I recommend Moneybox. He's so good. I can't do that. Is that cultural appropriation? Bye now.